So, Nintendo has dropped an update for their official island in Animal Crossing New Horizons. They announced this over on Twitter that they've updated their island to match with a lot of stuff that happened with the huge 2.0 update and the Happy Home Paradise DLC. So, this is actually my first time taking a look over Nintendo's official island, so I'm really excited to see exactly what they have in store. Now, one thing that I have heard about this island is that in terms of how it's designed, it isn't crazy. They've not done any fancy terraforming or anything because they wanted this island to look like something anyone could make, but it's a really good example of a lot of the really cool items in the game. I love this. This is such a good idea. I really wish I used more standees on my island, but I just can't seem to fit them in somehow. It's such a shame, honestly. But I have to say, so far, there's definitely some cute little imagery around. I can see that they're mixing in a lot of the different new items that we got for the 2.0 update. Like, they have a ton of gyroids down here, which, again, is something I would like to use more of on my own island. I'm not really expecting anything too crazy on this island. I don't think they're going to do anything insane that's really going to blow me away. I do believe they're really using this island at the moment as a good example of what you can do with the 2.0 update and a lot of the new items they introduced. If you do want to visit, then here is the dream address. Oh my gosh, I just realized the map says Mario. That's actually kind of cool. Wow, they have a lot of the Sanrio villages on their island. They're kind of flexing with those. They also have some kind of shrine to Brewster back here, which, you know what, I can't argue with. Everyone needs a shrine to Brewster on their island. So far, the island does feel very random. It does kind of feel like a lot of things are just scattered around without much thought behind them. But again, I think they are just trying to make this island seem like something that literally anyone could make themselves. They don't want to do anything too crazy. But personally, I would have liked it if they had done a really insane island and I could have just come here and been absolutely blown away by what they had done. Still though, it is cool to visit Nintendo's official island. I believe this is a Japanese-only island, so they don't have one for their American division of Nintendo. So there will be a few differences here, like when you check the Nook's Cranny sign and such, which is kind of cool. Also, they're clearly not picking up their gyroids on the beach, which, you know what, is something that I am very guilty of doing as well. I always forget to pick them up even though they end up there basically every day. I like the customized fences though. I mean, I feel like you don't usually see a lot of these fence colors on people's islands, so it's kind of neat to see them in action. I guess that's what this island is really good for, honestly. It's a really good display of a lot of the cool things that you can do now, and just a lot of the new items in general which you might not see around until you get them yourself. So this is their Mario section. It really does make you realize that it's so disappointing that they didn't put in more Nintendo items into the game. They've done this much for Mario, yet there's nothing for Zelda, there's nothing for Kirby, there's nothing for any of the past Nintendo games that were actually in the old Animal Crossing games. And that always does make me really sad. I really wish they'd taken the time to add in more Nintendo items. Personally, it doesn't seem like they're going to do that at this point, so I am a bit disappointed. I mean, at least we have some Mario items, but it would have been cool to get more crossovers. I mean, it definitely does feel like a shame that Nintendo's official island is severely lacking Nintendo items just because they haven't added them into the game. Although we did get a Pocket Camp crossover, which I completely forgot about. That was such a long time ago. I believe it came out with the release of the game. A lot of people don't even have these Pocket Camp items because they don't know that this crossover is a thing, but there are some pretty neat items that you can get by linking them together, so I definitely recommend doing that if you haven't already. And like I mentioned earlier, Nook's Cranny does have a different sign. It's really interesting to me that it doesn't kind of translate over depending on your region. I wonder if they've customized any villager houses. To be honest with you, I wouldn't really know because I haven't memorized every villager home inside my head. I think that would be far too difficult to do. It would be cool if they did, but then again, if they just want to show off stuff that literally anyone can do, maybe they won't do that for a Happy Home Paradise exclusive feature. Oh, they have all the Bunny Day stuff. Bunny Day was the most recent event, of course, in Animal Crossing New Horizons, so they're showing off some of that Bunny Day items. But yeah, at the moment, it does feel very random. It does feel like stuff has just kind of been thrown about the island and just left to its own, which I get it. Again, I get it, but I do wish maybe they'd gone a little bit crazy and maybe done a little bit of terraforming, just shown us off some of the really insane things that you can do, because I've seen a lot of people who obviously don't have official islands who have made much, much better versions, so it's such a shame. I can see that they're growing lots of vegetables. It does make me think that there aren't any other different colored variants of the vegetables except for pumpkins. Of course, there was a huge gap between when pumpkins got released and the rest of the vegetables in the game. I guess most of the other vegetables couldn't really come in different color variants, but it still would have been cool if maybe you could have gotten like a green tomato or, you know, a green carrot or something like that, you probably don't want to get green potatoes. That would be a little bit nasty. You probably would not want that. But still, I feel like the potential is there, and it's strange to me that pumpkins are the only ones with these really cool variants. I mean, I know that is a thing in real life, so it does make sense, but it's still a little bit of a shame. They have quite an elaborate camping site area, but I really don't know why they've just displayed all of their bugs and fish outside. I guess it's because they don't have anywhere else to put them. Do you remember at the start of the game before the museum actually upgraded and you need to put your bugs and fish outside? Those were good times, although it was a little bit frustrating to have tons and tons of bugs and fish just piled up around your island. The more I wander around this official island by Nintendo, the more it really does make me realize that it's such a shame that Nintendo items aren't in, like I said. It does feel like this island should be filled with different Nintendo-themed attractions, but they honestly can't do that because they were never added into the game, and I will never understand why they decided against doing more collaborations, especially when the 2.0 update introduced so many more new items. Why did they leave Nintendo ones out? It's so confusing. I just will never understand that. I mean, imagine if they'd made this island just one giant Nintendo theme park. That would have been the coolest thing ever. I would have absolutely loved that. That would have been such a neat idea, and there's so many different cool mini games and attractions they could have made with the cool items in the game. But they only have a Mario section because that's the only thing they added in. I don't want to complain too much, but I think a lot of people share how I feel, where it is definitely disappointing that they didn't add it in. Also, I like how they've got a turtle over there as Bowser, because there's no Bowser item in the game, so they've used a turtle as Bowser in their Bowser maze, which, you know what, I admire that. That's kind of a cute idea. Again though, I am so confused by some of these item placements, like this villager. Who is this villager? It's Sterling. Sterling just has jail outside of his house. But overall, there isn't really a ton to see on this island. I feel like Nintendo definitely could have done a lot more with it, and I'm surprised that they didn't, given it is their official one. And maybe perhaps we will see some kind of proper update for this island in the future where they make it crazy. But given the explanation I gave earlier where they wanted this island kind of just to be something that anyone could design, I personally don't think that is going to happen at any point. Still though, let me know in the comments section down below what you think of Nintendo's official island. Have you visited it for yourself, or are you planning to visit at some point in the future? I would love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on channel notifications for more Animal Crossing New Horizons videos. I want to give a big thanks to these channel members for their continued support of me and what I do here on this channel. If you want to become a channel member, click the join button down below the video or the link in the description to learn more. You can get a whole bunch of cool perks like exclusive emojis, a badge by your name, access to our members only Discord and our members only podcast too.